Good morning everyone. Today in this session we are going to discuss regarding the vitamins. What are vitamins? Here the word vita means life. In Latin, vita means life. These vitamins are very essential for the life process. Many of the vitamins they are not synthesized by the body. So when they are not synthesized by the body itself, it is provided or supplied through a diet. Vitamins are taken through a diet in terms of food. Vitamins are required in very small amount. Small amount of vitamins is required and they are of vital importance. Deficiency of these vitamins causes several diseases. So intake of vitamins is very important for the living organisms, both for the human beings as well as for the animals. Vitamins intake helps in the growth, nutrition and development of a human beings. If its deficiency is caused, it leads to the retardation of the growth. Definition for vitamins. Organic compounds required in small amounts, they are provided through a diet which are responsible for the biological activity for optimum growth and maintenance of the organisms is known as vitamins. In vitamins there are several types. They are classified into two types. Here we call vitamins as in the form of alphabets. Vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C and vitamin D. And these vitamins are further classified here. Vitamin B is classified into vitamin B1, vitamin B2, vitamin B6 and vitamin B12. Here we classify the vitamins based upon their solubility. Classification of vitamins. Classification of vitamins. Vitamins are classified based upon its solubility. First one is a fat soluble vitamin. Fat soluble vitamin. Second is water soluble vitamin. The word itself indicates fat soluble vitamins. These are the vitamins soluble in oils and fats. They are insoluble in water. Such vitamins are known as fat soluble vitamins. In the exam you get for 2 marks what are fat soluble vitamins. Give one example. Example for the fat soluble vitamins is A, D, E and K. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K are fat soluble vitamins. These fat soluble vitamins they are stored in our body. They are stored in liver as well as they are stored in the adipose tissue. Whenever body requires they are used by the body. They are present in the stored form. Next comes here water soluble vitamins. There are two vitamins, vitamin B, we call it as vitamin B complex and vitamin C. These two are the water soluble vitamins. Here these vitamins we have to daily supply these vitamins through the food. Why we have to take daily the supplements of vitamins B as well as vitamin C should be supplied? Because these vitamins are not synthesized in the body and since they are water soluble vitamins they exit out from the body in the various forms. They are soluble in water, they get dissolved in the water and they are excreted out from the body. Since they are not stored in the body, intake of these vitamins is very essential. In day-to-day life, we have to take the vitamin B and vitamin C in the form of a food. We have to include in our food. All these vitamin B and C are water soluble except one, vitamin B12. Vitamin B12, it is not a water soluble vitamin. Vitamin B12, it is present in animals as well as it is present in microorganisms. It is not a water soluble vitamin. Except vitamin B12, all the vitamins B and vitamin C are water soluble vitamins. Vitamin, the word itself indicates vita plus amine. It is made up of two. Initially, the scientists thought that some of the vitamins they discovered was containing the amino acid. Hence, they combined that it as vitamins like and amine. They gave it as vitamine. But now we came to a conclusion that not all the vitamins contains the amino acids. So we remove the E of the amine and we call now presently it as a vitamin. Initially the vitamins what they were discovered was containing the amino acid, but all the vitamins does not contain the amino acids. Hence we call it as, instead of vitamine, it is now a vitamin. Let us see the various vitamins which are essential for our life. This you should know what are the sources for the vitamins, because in our daily life we should include these in our food so that all the vitamins comes into our diet. Name of the vitamin, first is vitamin E. It is also known as retinol. In the competitive exam, they ask what is another name for vitamin E. Vitamin E, another name is retinol. The word itself indicates retinol because the deficiency of vitamin A causes the xerophthalmia. Xerophthalmia is nothing but the hardening of the retina. Retina becomes hard. Hence the word itself indicates retinol means here it is related to the eyes. Deficiency of vitamin A causes the xerophthalmia, night blindness, even continuous. If the vitamin A deficiency is there, even you can lose your eyes also. Eyesight will be lost. So here vitamin A, what are the sources you should know? Fish liver oil, carrot, butter, milk. These are the sources of the vitamin A. Next comes here vitamin B1. Vitamin B1 is also known as thiamine. Vitamin B1 is known as thiamine. Here thiamine, why we call it as thiamine? It is containing the sulfur as well as amino group. Hence we call this vitamin B1 as thiamine. The sources for this vitamin B1 is cheese, egg white, yeast and milk. skin problems. Deficiency of this causes several skin problems here. Skin diseases related. And even this here you can see that along with skin diseases you form nausea, vomiting. Here the nausea, vomiting, fever also seen due to the deficiency of vitamin B6. Vitamin B12 is known as cyanocobalamin. The sources is meat, fish, egg and curds. Deficiency causes pernicious anemia. There is a deficiency of the blood, anemia, anemic becomes pernicious anemia. RBC's countdown will decrease. Vitamin C, known as ascorbic acid, it is present in citrus fruits as well as it is present in amla. Deficiency causes the scurvy. Disease is known as scurvy. Scurvy means here there is a deficiency in the retardation takes place. Due to this scurvy, the bones becomes very soft and fragile. The breaking of bones takes place very easily. Bones, the bending of the bones and the breaking of the bones, damaging to the bones, is known as scurvy. Especially in the children, this scurvy is observed. Small children, the scurvy is seen because of the deficiency of the vitamin C. Vitamin D, it is known as ergocalciferol. You know that vitamin D, it comes from the exposure to the sunlight, is a source for the vitamin D. Even fish also contains vitamin D. It causes the rickets. Rickets is also here form of the bone. It is also a form of a bone deformation takes place. Retardation in the growth. Vitamin E, it is known as tocopherol. It is present in wheat oil, vegetable oil, cottonseed oil. It is present in milk. The deficiency of vitamin E causes sterility. Sterility means the reproduction. There will be deficiency of the count of the sperms takes place. It is known as sterility. Vitamin K, known as phyloquinone. It is the sources for this is carrot, cabbage, fish. Deficiency of this vitamin K causes hemorrhages. Here, once you get a cut in your skin, the clotting of the blood it lowers. Here, the coagulation of blood goes on decreasing. Clotting of blood lowers due to the deficiency of vitamin K. These are all very essential for the living organisms to know the sources and its deficiencies also. In the exam, in the 10th question, for 1 mark question, 10th question will be from 1 mark questions, that is from the biomolecules. In that especially they ask regarding the name. Vitamin B6 is also known as pyridoxine. Generally these names will be in the competitive exam they ask, and they ask even the what are the groups present in that vitamins also. You should see the structure and you should know what are the groups present, what are the functional groups and the elements present in that vitamins. Along with that naming, you should know what are the deficiencies. 1 mark question will be there due to the deficiency of vitamin B12. What is the disease cause is pernicious anemia. You should know the name of a disease. 1 mark question, definite question will be in the 1 mark 10th question will be from the biomolecules. This is regarding the vitamins. Next comes here the hormones. After vitamins comes the hormones. What are hormones? Hormones are biochemical messengers. They are produced in the ductless endocrine glands. These hormones, there are various types of hormones. For example, if I take polypeptides like insulin, life. After these hormones, next comes the nucleic acids. Nucleic acids. You know the heredity word, you have heard the heredity. What is the heredity? Every generation of the species, it resembles with its ancestor. We call that as a characters as a heredity. What are responsible here? The transmission of the characteristics takes place from one generation to the another generation is known as heredity. What is responsible here? The living cells are responsible for the transfer of characteristics from one generation to the another generation. In living cells, the nucleus is present. In the nucleus, chromosomes are present. Chromosomes, these are responsible for the transfer. In nucleus, chromosomes are present. Chromosomes, it is made up of protein and nucleic acid. It is made up of two components. One is the protein and another is the nucleic acids. These nucleic acids is also known as polynucleotides. They are known as polynucleotides because nucleic acids are made up of polymer of nucleotides. Hence it is known as polynucleotides. Living cell contains the nucleus. In nucleus, chromosome is present. Chromosome consists of protein part and the nucleic acids or polynucleotides. Nucleic acid is having two types. One is DNA and another is known as RNA. What is DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid is known as DNA. RNA is ribonucleic acid. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid, RNA is ribonucleic acid. The sugar present in RNA is ribose. Beta D ribose is present in RNA. DNA consists of beta D 2 deoxyribose. From the RNA, if I remove oxygen at the second carbon atom, I get the sugar moiety is DNA, which is containing DNA containing the sugar moiety is 2 beta 2 deoxyribose. Sugar moiety present in RNA is ribose, beta D ribose. Sugar present in DNA is beta 2 deoxyribose. You know that DNA and RNA, I think in your school days you have studied. Regarding the nitrogenous bases, sugars, its structures, as well as how these are related with each other and how these combine to form a nucleosides, nucleotides, we will study in our next class.